Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Tasos Klimos. Happy to be joining you guys for another edition of NBA Player Prop Parlay here on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your week is going well so far. No video yesterday, election day, so we had no NBA games. Kind of a weird feeling, right? Now that we've gotten kind of used to having the NBA every day, even a couple games, some days we have more than others. It felt weird not having any games at all, but we are back here with a new parlay, a new day. Let's get into it. Got a little three-leg parlay for you guys. First leg, we got Spurs, Knicks, Victor Wembanyama over 1.5 3-pointers made. You get that at minus 200 odds on DraftKings. And I really like the spot here for Wembanyama. He's really starting to, I think, come into his own, right? First couple games looked a little shaky, but he has been going off of late. And in this spot in particular, his last 4 games, he has hit this over 1.5 3-pointers made number. The last time he didn't hit, you got to go back to October 29th versus the Clippers. He did not hit a single 3. But in each of his last 4 games, he has hit at least 2 3-pointers or more. So I like the spot here. He's getting high. He's taking more threes. He's making more threes. And this is a Knicks team that on the season, they're middle of the road in 3-pointers allowed to opponents. However, in the last 3 games, they're giving up 14 3-pointers per game over the last 3 games, which is like bottom 5 in the league. Again, on the season overall, I think they're like 15 or 16, but that just means that the first couple games, they weren't giving up really any threes. In the last 3 games, they've been giving up a lot of threes. So 14 3-pointers allowed in each of their last 3 games. Wembanyama has been hitting this number consistently. And for the second leg, guys, we are going with Derek White over half a steal. Now, dating back to last season in that Miami Eastern Conference Finals series, Derek White has hit this number in 8 of his last 9 games. The only time he did not hit this number was his last game versus the Pacers, where the Celtics blew them out by 50. So there wasn't a ton of defense that Derek White had to play. The Pacers just really didn't give much of a challenge there. So this is a spot that he's hitting very, very, very consistently. He has gotten a steal in every game this season, minus that Pacers game. And coming off the birth of a child, I like Derek White. Like I said with Wemby, there's a lot of things I could bet with him here. Same thing with Derek White, but I'm going to narrow it down to one that I really like here, and I like the steal spot. He consistently hits the number. He plays defense very aggressively, and against the Sixers, tough matchup. Sixers are a pretty good team. I think he can force some guys into mistakes, like a Tyrese Maxey, into some making some mistakes here. So I like the spot for Derek White over half a steal again. Even when you date back to last year, he hit it like a 50% rate. But of course, he is playing more minutes this year, bigger role. He is that bulldog type player, scrappy. I love watching him play. And again, this year he has been hitting this number at an alarmingly high rate. So we're gonna go with Derek White over half a steal, minus 155 odds on DraftKings. And guys, before we get into the third and final leg of today's 3-leg parlay, want to talk to you guys about the show's sponsor, Outlier. They have been sponsoring the show for the past couple episodes now, so if you've been watching, you'll know that I have partnered with Outlier, who are a friend of the channel, a friend of me. This betting tool, I cannot speak highly enough about it. I have been using it constantly, and not just for basketball. You can use it for a multitude of sports, NFL, college football, props, game bets, everything. It is one of the best, I might even say the best betting analytics tool on the market today. And when you use the link in the description below, you can get a 7-day free trial to try Outlier out, to see what the hype is about, to see what Evan and I have been talking about on our shows. It is a fantastic app. It integrates with your sportsbook, so you can take picks right in there and put them right into your sportsbook. You can pick all the props that you like, and you just send them over to your sportsbook. It'll log you in, and you just place the bets. It's that simple, guys. Outlier gives me tons of data. I have been hitting so many more props. Now, I know the parlays themselves have been a little bit of a cold streak, but the props, if you see, we are hitting the majority of our props. We missed by maybe one. I have been hitting a lot of props, and a lot of that is thanks to Outlier and the data that I can get. Everything that I need to discover what props I like, all the information, all the stats, data, all that stuff, it's all integrated into Outlier. So check it out, guys. Link in the description below. 7-day free trial. Give Outlier a try for yourself. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I love it. I'm using it every single day. It's constantly on my phone. Fantastic service. Great design. Easy to use. Use Outlier, guys. I promise you. I promise you. Satisfactory guaranteed by me on Outlier. And with that out of the way, guys, the third and final leg of the parlay today, we are going Jordan Poole over 22.5 points plus rebounds against the Charlotte Hornets. Look, I don't have analytics to throw at you guys. I have one stat kind of to throw, and that is the fact that the Charlotte Hornets are one of the worst defenses in the NBA right now. Charlotte is the 4th worst defense in the NBA right now in terms of points scored. They give up 121 points per game. There's only 3 teams worse, and actually, funny enough, one of those 3 teams is Washington in this game. These are 2 of the worst defenses in the NBA, so I like to see a lot of points here. Jordan Poole has not had the greatest start to his Wizards tenure. I mean, to be fair, he's only hit this number, this over 22.5 points plus rebounds, 2 times. So he's really not been as great as we thought. He shoots a lot. He shoots plenty to score, but he has not been hitting. Only twice this season he's hit that mark. He scored 27 points against Memphis on October 28th, and then he scored 23 points against Philadelphia on November 6th, and again, he added 4 rebounds in that Memphis game. So it's mostly the points here, with the rebounds hopefully adding a little extra value. But yeah, he really hasn't been scoring all that much, I will be honest. And the fact that he's been getting blown out in a lot of these games doesn't help the fact that his minutes are a little lower. I just think that this is a game where Washington can absolutely win. They're playing a defense almost as bad as themselves. I think Jordan Poole, to ask him to score like 25 points, I think is not crazy. And he only needs to score 23, and if he adds a couple rebounds, it makes it a little easier on him. I just think I like the spot here. He hasn't had a great year. The odds are pretty low. You're getting this number at minus 120 odds. Against a team like Charlotte, they can't defend at all. I think Jordan Poole goes off. I think he goes off for at least 25 points, and again, that covers our bet. So I like the spot. I know the analytics are not on my side here. He's not trending in the right direction, and a lot of what my picks are about, I like to use the patterns and the trends in the analytics. This is simply I know Jordan Poole shoots a lot. I know the Hornets don't play a lot of defense. I'm hoping that against a bad defensive team, more of these shots will go in. He'll get some better looks against Charlotte. And again, the volume is there. He shoots enough to get this. And I don't think they'll be blown out either, which also helps the fact, like, that's the other big problem, is that they've been getting beat down pretty bad, so he gets benched. And guys, when you put those 3 picks together, you get a parlay of plus 352 odds. Not bad, not crazy. We're looking for a hit here. I think this is a great spot. All of these, I mean, the first 2 are things that have happened consistently all year round, right? Wembanyama and Derek White, they're hitting these numbers at a high rate. With Jordan Poole, we're banking on the fact that, hey, he hasn't had the best start to the year, but against a bad Hornets team, he's going to have a pretty good game, maybe even his best game in a Wizards uniform to date. I like the spot here, plus 352 odds. Nice little odds for a 3-leg parlay on a Wednesday. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow with a new NBA Player Prop Parlay. Until then, I hope you're all winners.